Look forward to the return back here in the United Kingdom of Meghan Markle and the former royal known as Prince Harry. They're apparently going to be attending a lavish award ceremony where a table of 10, get this, can cost you £55,000. That's right, £55,000 for a table of 10. But apparently you get a Michelin star meal, you know, a bit of grub on the night as it were. And then of course there's the raffle. Now the raffle prizes start at £5,000 upwards. Amazing when you think, isn't it? As ever with Meghan and Harry, there's a problem, and as ever, it's one that they'd like to move away from. But what is it? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London today. Nice to have your company as ever. And also thank you so much for all your kind comments about the crisis that's engulfing my life. That's right, Flaskgate. I know, I never heard of Stanley Flask, by the way. I've been looking into their pricing, aren't they? And I like the way many people suggested going into a charity shop. I've done that. I'm not so sure about getting your gums round somebody else's cup though, are you? I'm not keen on that. It just depends, doesn't it, you know? But you're right, a traditional flask with a cup is best, you know? All of these new modern ones where they, you know, have you seen them ones that are surgically attached to people's hands, don't they? It's almost saying I can't walk 2 meters without swinging from it, you know? It's a status symbol. Mine's practicality. I'm tight. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend money unnecessarily when you're out, do you? Anyway, back as ever to your breaking royal story of the day. This story really all centres upon that, as I say, Meghan and Harry are returning back here to the United Kingdom next month to appear at the Tate Gallery, no less, for the Gentleman's Quarterly nominations, you know, awards show of the year. Harry popped up on Zoom last year when he very kindly gave a few words, say that nicely, for a short period at least, all about the wonderful people that helped with the vaccinations of the pandemic COVID, you know, problem that we had. Very nice, very good gesture, and for once he looked really smart. I'm sure you'll all agree. But now this time around they have a big problem, not because, as we've said before, this particular nomination seems strange in itself. Nobody's quite sure exactly what Meghan is getting this award for. They're claiming it's her charitable work, but that seemingly, to many people at least, seems a bit thin on the ground. As we told you recently, that brand new award scheme that they've teamed up with for £1 million donation isn't necessarily coming from their own particular purse. Again, they've teamed up with someone, lent their name, very good really to do, gets the focus on them and gets the focus on the charity. So it's a good thing on some respects, but again, misleading on many others. But now Meghan and Harry have a bigger problem. It's a problem that's engulfed them over the last 6 months. It's a problem that wherever they turn, there seems to be this particular picture looking at them. That's right, it's the celebrated author Tom Bower. He has that best-selling book, one of the biggest selling books, if not the best selling book of 2022. And according to a very good source out in GQ land, it looks like they wished for him to be on the nominations at least for Writer of the Year. I know. Now, it's interesting, isn't it? Because last year was the filmmaker Quentin Tarantino. He does those posh films that nobody really goes to see, but nonetheless everybody talks about and critics rave about, but they make nothing at the box office. You get the picture. Now, it's interesting here with Tom because if he was nominated, he could be in the audience. How uncomfortable would that be for the ex-royals? And seemingly, looking at the skullduggery and the fun that always happens at the GQ Awards, don't be too surprised if that invite goes out to Mr. Bower, because it would seem scandalous really and unfair that he wasn't nominated, as I say, given the fact that he has one of the biggest selling books. And also it could be strange, couldn't it, because when you also think about it, if Meghan's getting an award for charity work and nobody can really pinpoint that, then why is Tom not getting an award for something where we know he's sold thousands of books worldwide? Seemingly, as ever, a whole new dilemma engulfing Harry and Meghan and, of course, the bosses of GQ. Once I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.